coming up next.
Did you know Penn Trafford and Duquesne have a long history together in solving crime? Stay tuned to find out more.
Foreign language education helps expand the cultural awareness of students, but why is it lacking attention? We will let you know how.
All this and more on today's episode of Wake Up Warriors.
Live from Penn Trafford High School. This is Wake Up Warriors. Wake Up Warriors starts now.
Good morning to you, Penn Trafford, and welcome back to Wake Up Warriors. We hope you had a great Thanksgiving break. Today is Tuesday, November 29th. I'm Sophia.
And I'm Morgan.
It's a graduation requirement, but unlike math or English, many question whether foreign education programs will continue to have a place in high school curriculums. Two language teachers offer their insight into the future of these cultural and linguistic classes.
I'm here in the Spanish and German hallway here at PT, where many students receive their foreign language education. However, does foreign education here at the high school properly prepare students for international travel and cross-cultural interactions? Does it have a future in the American education system? I spoke with some foreign language teachers to find out more. So do you find foreign language education as sort of being sidelined or deprioritized in United States high schools?
I think that really depends on where you are in the U.S. Some schools are really promoting their foreign languages, especially if there's international companies located in those regions or those cities. And other schools are cutting it. Anytime there's budget cuts, unfortunately, programs like art and music and foreign language are often on the chopping blocks.
There's a lot there. It does depend on the school. It does depend on the region. I personally feel that languages should be required, because it's not just the language, it's culture.
How do you gauge the interest of students who wish to maintain and learn a second language?
I find that we don't have as much interest as we would like to have here at PT in learning languages. A lot of people don't have exposure every day to people who speak other languages here in Westmoreland County. However, if you go to any major city, you go even into Pittsburgh, you walk around Squirrel Hill, you will hear all kinds of languages being spoken around you. And so I think that our students don't have that connection.
Well, it would depend on actually the student and what they choose. There's so many electives up here at the high school that the student has so many opportunities to learn and to take advantage of. We do offer 5 levels in French, obviously. And if that student chooses to work, if that student chooses to continue their education, then yeah, it's a great opportunity.
Well, in Germany, foreign language is a major part of the curriculum. It is a core class. So English is required. They usually start it in 2nd or 3rd grade, and it is a high school graduation requirement. So when people graduate high school in Germany, they have a fairly decent level of English. However, if they don't use it, they're going to lose it. So when you go to Germany, you may find people who don't really speak any English because they learned it back in high school and they didn't use it at all.
What are some advantages to having proficiency in foreign language?
You can talk to more people, pure as that. We just this week topped 8 billion people in the world. And so you're talking several thousand languages being spoken, but most people speak one of the prominent languages. English is one, German is in the top 10 usually. Spanish and French are also up there. That's why we offer the languages we have at Penn Trafford here.
This has been Theodore Swecko reporting for PTTV.
The robotics courses are a cornerstone of our STEM programs, but just what goes into the creation of robots? Zach Hans has the nuts and bolts of these classes.
In Penn Trafford's robotics classes, students take code and cold metal and turn it into something much greater than the sum of its parts. Mr. Newsom, who teaches these classes, sat down to explain how students learn to create their very own robot.
Well, in Robotics 1 and 2, usually students who have an interest in robotics, I try to get them to start that their freshman year. In Robotics 1, we mainly teach programming. In Robotics 2, we spend most of our time, we get into parametric modeling where they learn a little bit on how to design a robot using 3D software. So it's more on the creative side where they use their programming from Robotics 1 and then they add the mechanics that they learned to it so they can get the two working together. If they take Robotics 1 and 2 their freshman year, they can actually take Robotics 3 and 4 their sophomore year. They can retake it their junior year and their senior year. Once they get the Robotics 3, those are my competition students, Robotics 3 and 4. So VEX has a game every year. Our goal is to compete at different tournaments. We actually host one here in this December on the 2nd, and they try to qualify for the state tournament. If they do well at the state tournament, then they have an opportunity to qualify for the world tournament. So the last 3 years, we've had 5 teams that have qualified for the Worlds, and then they get to go see world-class robots.
We then asked Robotics 3 and 4 students what appeals to them the most in these classes.
I really like the collaborative effort between the group members and even groups that you're not a part of, is getting an alliance with other teams during competitions and strategizing about how you're going to take on the competition.
I like working with my hands and building robots.
I really like how we, despite us being in different groups, I like how collaboratively we help each other and we just bounce around ideas, and generally it's a lot of fun.
We use robot as a hook. You know, it's the hot thing, but any machine in manufacturing, our cars today, all of that stuff is related to it. So it gives them a foundation of how these things work and what's going on.
This has been Zach Hands reporting for PTTV.
Mr. Rocco's Forensics 1 and 2 classes headed to Pittsburgh before break to tour Duquesne and learn about their 5-year forensics program. We sent our reporter Nicolina Ferraro to find out more.
Number one, we wanted to expose our students to forensic science and law program, and we've had pretty good success with Duquesne and Penn Trafford. That relationship's been installed for the last few years, and we wanted to give them an opportunity to experience what a really good forensic program was like, and then the opportunities that you can have on a college campus. Duquesne does an excellent job in not only informing students about forensic science and law, they do an excellent job in recruiting.
Attention seniors, if you purchased any class of 2023 apparel, please pick up your order in room 138 today during 5th period. That's all for today's show. Thank you for watching Wake Up Warriors. Please stand for the Pledge of the Flag. I'm Sophia.
And I'm Morgan. Have a great day, PT.